A vehicle like the Corvette has very demanding track requirements, so we need a world-class lubrication system. A conventional vehicle has a passive system where oil that's distributed through the engine passively drains back from the various places of the engine and is ultimately collected in the oil pan. In a dry sump system, the oil is actively harvested by scavenge pumps and forcibly pumped from the engine out to an external reservoir. At high engine speeds, every time an engine rotates, the gas wind velocities in the crankcase will actually exceed 100 miles per hour. That tornado of wind causes the oil to froth.
When you have a dry sump system, it also gives you confidence that you can take the inertial loads that you encounter on a track. You know, the oil sloshing around in turns or overheaves, and really make sure that you can maintain oil pressure at the critical lubrication points in the engine while you're really working it hard and really working it hot. The reason we made it standard in this generation car is it allowed us to lower the engine and transmission as low as possible, and this really lowers the center of gravity of the car, which helps in handling.
That lower position enables us to mount directly to the new DCT transaxle to have direct alignment for us to take the energy from the engine and transmit it directly through the transmission into the rear axle. Corvette never disappoints. All your worries go away with one strike of the accelerator pedal.
Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we get to talk about the C8 Corvette and its official pricing. All right, guys, so this is it. The official pricing from GM has finally been received, and it comes to me from a dealership. So this is 100% legitimate information. We now know the price for this car and some other information. So let's start going over it. The pricing guide actually has a cover sheet, if that's what you want to call it, but it's got some more information right on the front page that talks about this car and why Chevy decided to price it the way that they did. So it starts out with its new mid-engine configuration and sleek modern design. The 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray offers unprecedented performance at a starting price of $59,995. That's including destination freight charge of $1,095, but excluding tax, title, license, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Basically, letting the dealer decide if they want to put any markup in there. Most people thought when we moved the Corvette to mid-engine, it would no longer be attainable, but we knew we couldn't mess with a winning formula, and the 2020 Corvette Stingray proves it, said Brian Sweeney, Chevrolet US Vice President. He was exactly right. A lot of people thought that the move to mid-engine was going to make the price way too high and maintenance costs too high. It's all been proven wrong at this point. So I've already looked at the pricing information here, and he's dead on accurate. We are still looking at a very Corvette priced car. It goes on to say that the 1LT will start at $59,905. The 2LT trim package will start at $67,295, and the top level 3LT trim package on the 2020 Corvette will start at $71,945. The specific details of each trim are in the next graphic here, which we'll get into in a second. He goes on to say we've packed a lot of performance into the Corvette Stingray at this price when you consider an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, small block V8, and engine mounted dry sump oil system are all standard. He's absolutely right again. There's a lot of bang for your buck with this car. And it goes on to say that, you know, if you're interested, you can check out their Chevrolet.com for official ordering guides, all that good stuff. Now, the very interesting thing is up at the very top where it says this was not supposed to be released until tomorrow, August 15th at 7 a.m. So I got it a little bit early from a dealership here. Like I said, it's all been confirmed information. So let's get into the details of these trim level packages. All right, so here they are. Obviously, the 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT will all include the same V8 engine and the same 8-speed dual clutch transmission, so we're not going to bother touching on that again. But with the 1LT, we are going to get 8-way power GT1 seats with Milan leather, of course, no Napa for the 1LT. Removable body color roof panel, typical. Front and rear e-boost assisted disc brakes with Brembo 4-piston, 2-piece front calipers, and 4-piston monoblock rear calipers. Again, pretty standard stuff here. Now, like I said in one of my previous uploads, the 1LT is going to get the Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires, which is definitely an interesting change here on GM's part. Now, of course, we get the traction control and all that good stuff. You're still getting a push-button start. You're still getting the driver mode select, dual zone, climate control, all that good stuff. A lot of this stuff is going to stay the same regardless of which one of these trims you get. You're still going to get the HD rear vision camera and rear park assist, so that's pretty interesting that we would still get that option even on the 1LT. Now with the 1LT, it looks like we're going to get a Bose 10-speaker premium sound system instead of the 14-speaker sound system we've talked about in previous videos, which is typical. Usually the lower trim models get at least one less speaker, like with the C7 Corvette it was 9 instead of 10. Looks like you're getting the same 8-inch screen and the same 12-inch speedometer screen regardless of the trims as well. Now moving on to the 2LT, what we get with that that's going to be special over the 1LT is obviously full color heads-up display, power lumbar and wing seat adjustment, wireless phone charging, which was pretty cool. I would definitely want to get that feature in this car. Heated steering wheel, which again is pretty awesome. It's the first Corvette to have one. Bose 14-speaker sound system, which is, like I said, the one we talked about in previous uploads. You're going to get the navigation standard, the performance data recorder, universal home remote, which is for your garage doors, power folding mirrors, which, again, very awesome. Rear camera mirror with auto dimming. So that's that mirror that actually displays a camera image from the top of the rear hatch, but can also be used as a regular mirror if you wanted to. You're also going to get the front curb view cameras, which are very useful. I'm very happy to see those come back. Side blind zone alert, which was one of my biggest complaints with the C7, is that it did not have any kind of blind spot detection. And of course your advanced theft deterrent system. This would be for any kind of movement inside the car if it's locked, things like that. It's actually a pretty good system. Parcel nets, which is a fancy way of saying a cargo net, pretty much. Now the 3LT is going to include all that same stuff, only it's going to give you the option of the GT2 seats with Nappa and Mulan leather seating surfaces, as well as carbon fiber trim. It's going to have the custom leather wrapped interior, just like the C7 Corvette does. In the 3LT, it's all going to be Nappa. It's also going to give you the suede wrapped upper interior trim, so your A-pillars and the roof will be suede wrapped, and leather wrapped, again, in Nappa door panels. Now on to the important stuff. The Z51 performance package is gonna cost $5,000, which is the same price it cost with the C7 Corvette, so that actually remains unchanged. It goes on to say that if you add the Z51 to the 1LT, you're still looking at a car that costs less than $65,000 and can do the 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Now the Z51 performance package adds the performance exhaust, which will give you a couple extra horsepower, as well as the ability to control how loud your exhaust is whenever you feel like changing it. The performance suspension with manually adjustable threaded spring seats. That's definitely interesting there. That's the first time I've heard. Sounds like this car is going to be able to be lowered, just like you can all the other Corvettes with the leaf springs, just by adjusting those threaded seats. Or at least that's my take on it. That would be pretty cool. You're going to get the electronic limited slip differential, which was definitely part of the C7 Corvette as well. Front splitter, rear spoiler, larger than standard front and rear brakes, which again was kind of the same setup with the Z51 on the C7. And the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S summer only tires, so you're not going to get any of the all-season tires with the Z51 performance package. Enhanced cooling, a different axle ratio, and front brake cooling inlets. So a lot of that stuff, you don't get that without the Z51. So a lot of the cooling things are taken out of the package when you don't check that box for the Z51 performance package. Towards the bottom here, it says the performance exhaust can be added without the Z51 package, but it would cost you $1,195 by itself, which would again give you a couple extra horsepower and the ability to control the noise of your exhaust whenever you want to change it. Now, the one a lot of people were wondering about is that front end suspension lift. And because it's that awesome feature of being able to store up to 1,000 locations and automatically lift for you, it's definitely a feature I would want. And at $1,495, it's not a bad price either. So just under $1,500 will get you the ability to lift that front suspension whenever you get close to a bump, or in my case, a steep driveway. For the most part, that's going to cover the car. So whatever options you guys get, it's going to be on this sheet somewhere for the most part. There are a couple things that are not on here, like the magnetic ride control has not been listed out specifically, but it might be included in something else I'm not seeing here. But anyway, guys, I wanted to get this out to you as fast as I possibly could because this was not supposed to actually be out until tomorrow, and I thought you guys might want to see this as soon as possible, just like I did. I was happy to get my hands on this because the pricing here seems very, very good. We're going to be able to get pretty much a fully loaded car here for around 75 grand at most. So definitely pretty cool. Like I said, I just wanted to get it out to you as soon as I possibly could. So if you liked what you saw here, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the C8 Corvette or anything we've talked about on this channel, leave them in the comments down below or send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. I have a lot of C8 and C7 Corvette content coming. You're not going to want to miss it. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next upload.